Welcome back to my channel. My name is Teresa. I am a surface pattern designer and watercolor artist. Today we are going to paint loose florals. All the tools that you'll need are listed below in the description. I was painting in my sketchbook the other day, just kind of, goofing around, and I painted a purple flower that I really fell in love with and wanted to do it again in more of a composition. So I thought it would be a good thing for us to do today. This is the flower, and it's very frilly and soft, but like I said, I was just doodling around. So I'm going to do it again with one here, a large open one here, and a bud over here. And I'll use cadmium-free orange today instead of the purple, just to change it up a bit. I don't usually sketch my florals out before I start painting. That's just a personal preference. I really like the organic feel of not using confined lines. I did think out my composition first, but I really don't usually put it down on paper and pencil. Unless I'm trying to keep straight lines or something like that, then I'll sketch things out. So this is a very loose floral. Because I've done this flower once before, I know that there are 3 main petals that I'm concentrating on, and it's going to be looking kind of downward. I really liked that movement of the flower bending over, so I'm just going to mimic that again today. And that's the only plan I really have. So I'm putting cadmium-free orange down and then coming back with some clear water to soften the edge. So here I want to be careful not to touch that first petal that I've already placed down, because then they'll merge together, and I don't think that's what I really want to do today. I want them to be defined separately. So I'm just putting that clear water down here to soften that edge. I'll come back and do some little dots and ruffles to mimic the petals that are on the other side of the flower that are just peeking out over the tips of these petals. And now for the stem, same thing. We're just going to let it be very wild and organic, and I'm not going to try to do this too perfectly. We'll just have little wisps and crinkles, and we'll allow these little leaves to look natural, and I'll drop in different colors here to give it some texture. And the greenish umber is really good for shadowing, so I'll put that darker color kind of below there to show that. The stem, I'm not going to do it straight. I want it to be bending and folding over, and there'll be variations of color and stuff just to make it look more organic. We'll have some little leaves coming off the edge. Put a little more dark under here. As it dries, it gets lighter, so I'll add some darker to it 2 or 3 times to just keep that dark very dark compared to the rest of the stem. Then I want to put the second flower over here, and I want this first petal to look like it's folding up, like it's being crowded by that first flower. So now I'm just going to add the other petals. I know I want a 5-petal flower, and I'll just let my brush dance around a bit to form those petals. decided to go with some pretty wild looking leaves today, just for the fun of it. So these are very fun to do because there's no right or wrong way. You just kind of smash and wiggle your brush around. So I hope you try to do it this way, and it does add a very wild and organic look. The center of this flower is just the base layer right here, so it looks pretty ugly at the moment, but we're going to come back and do something on top of this in a minute, so don't worry, that's not going to be that ugly when we finish. I just want to deepen some of this color a little bit. It's dried fairly light, so I put a little pigment down, and now I'm taking just a clean water damp brush and smoothing those edges out. It's very hot, very cold here right now, and the heat's up pretty high, so my paint is drying very fast. So that's why I'm going back and just softening up some of these edges more to my liking, as well as deepening some of the darker tones. And then we're going to finish up the center of this flower. It will look much better after we're finished here with this little part. So I accidentally put the brown just a little bit too close to that petal that's flipping up here. I didn't mean for it to go on top of it quite that much. I really wanted the petal to look like it was in front of that more, but I was really kind of looking at it from an angle while I was filming and didn't catch that little bit, but that's all right. It doesn't matter. But that's why I'm going back with the dark here and just defining that edge a little bit more. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you'll give this one a try. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe for lots more videos coming up soon. If you have something specific you would like to learn about watercolors, leave me a comment below and I'll put it on my list to cover in a future video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great creative day.